Why do you still lose money, even after reading every single trading psychology, even after meditating before every session, even after writing in your trading journal religiously? I'm about to tell you something that's going to piss off every trading psychology guru on the internet, but it might just save your account. See, I spent 3 years following every piece of psychology advice I could find. Breathe deeply, stay calm, think positive, trust your gut, visualize success, don't trade when emotional. And you know what happened? I blew up my account twice, 3 times. Heck, a lot more than that. Because 90% of trading psychology advice isn't just useless. It's actively dangerous. It's designed to make you feel better about losing money, instead of helping you stop losing money. And today I'm going to expose the 4 biggest lies, the 4 pieces of feel-good advice that are keeping you broke. And I'm going to give you the uncomfortable truths. The truths that actually work, but that no guru wants to tell you because they're not pretty, they don't sell books, and they sure as hell don't make you feel warm and fuzzy inside. But they will make you money. Let's dive in. Emotions aren't your enemy. Suppression is. Here's what amateurs think. I need to be emotionless, like a robot. No fear, no greed, just pure logic. And here's what professionals know. The traders making millions aren't emotionless. They're emotional geniuses. Let me explain the psychology behind this. See, when you try to suppress emotions, your brain doesn't eliminate them. It drives them underground, where they build up pressure like water behind a dam. Boom, until they explode and destroy everything in their path. This is called the suppression rebound effect. The harder you push emotions down, the harder they push back up. Think of emotions like pain receptors in your body. You don't want to cut off your pain receptors because pain tells you when something's wrong. Your trading emotions are the same thing. Fear tells you your position size is too big. Greed tells you you're not following your plan. Frustration tells you the setup isn't there. Professional traders don't ignore these signals. They use them as data. Feeling unusually confident, time to size down. Feeling scared, check your risk management. Feeling desperate, stop trading until tomorrow. Your emotions aren't bugs in the system. They're features, if you know how to read them. Your positive mindset is why you're broke. I know, every trading book tells you to stay positive. Believe in yourself, you've got this. Think like a winner. And that advice is financial suicide. Here's why. Positive thinking creates something called optimism bias. Your brain starts believing that good outcomes are more likely than they actually are, and bad outcomes are less likely than they actually are. So you take bigger risks, you ignore warning signs. You hold losers too long because it'll come back. You skip stop losses because this time is different. Your positive thinking isn't protecting you from losses, it's causing them. Here's how professionals actually think. They practice something called defensive pessimism. Before every trade they ask, what could go wrong? How could I lose money on this? What's my worst case scenario? Not because they're negative people, but because they're realistic people. Positive thinking in trading is like positive thinking during surgery. The surgeon doesn't stand there thinking, everyone's going to be perfect. Nothing will go wrong. No, the surgeon thinks, what if this artery bleeds? What if the patient crashes? What's my backup plan? That's not negativity, that's preparation. And preparation is what keeps you alive in surgery and in trading. You don't lack discipline, you lack systems. Here's what I hear all the time. I know what to do, I can just stick to it. I need more discipline. Wrong. You don't need more willpower, you need better design. Here's what science tells us about discipline. Willpower is finite. It gets depleted throughout the day. By 2 p.m., your brain is making worse decisions than at 8 a.m. This is called decision fatigue. And every time you rely on discipline, every time you tell yourself, just be strong, you're setting yourself up to fail. Because you're fighting biology. Here's how amateurs approach trading. I'll just be disciplined. I'll follow my plan. I'll stick to my rules. Here's how professionals approach trading. They build systems that make good decisions automatic and bad decisions impossible. They don't rely on remembering to set a stop loss. They program it into their platform before they enter. They don't rely on willpower to limit their position size. They literally can't risk more than 1% because their system won't let them. Think of discipline like holding your breath underwater. You can do it for a while, but eventually you will come up for air. Systems are like scuba gear. They let you breathe underwater for as long as you need to. Stop trying to be more disciplined. Start building better systems. Systems that work even when you don't want to. Your trading plan should make you uncomfortable. If your trading plan feels good, if it's easy to follow, if it doesn't create any internal resistance, it's probably wrong. Here's why this matters. Your brain is wired for survival, not profit. And survival in the wild means avoiding risk at all costs. But trading is risk. Calculated, measured, intelligent risk. But risk nonetheless. So when your trading plan feels comfortable, when it doesn't trigger any anxiety, that's your survival brain telling you, this is safe. This won't hurt us. Which means it probably won't make you money either. Here's how amateurs create trading plans. What can I do that won't stress me out? What feels manageable? What won't keep me up at night? Here's how professionals create trading plans. What's the most profitable approach? What gives me the biggest edge? What does the math say is optimal? And then they force themselves to stick to it, even when it feels wrong. A good trading plan is like medicine. It tastes awful, but it makes you healthy. Here's the uncomfortable truth they don't want you to know. Every profitable trade should feel slightly wrong. If you're buying a stock and thinking this feels great, you're probably buying at the top. If you're selling and thinking this is easy, you're probably selling at the bottom. The market rewards discomfort, not comfort. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. So here's what I want you to do. I'm calling this the Uncomfortable Truth Challenge. 7 days, 1 week. Here's how it works. Step 1. Identify your most comfortable trading habit. Maybe it's using tiny position sizes so you never feel stressed. Maybe it's only trading when you feel confident. Maybe it's setting stops so close you never risk much. Step 2. Design its uncomfortable opposite. If you use tiny sizes, calculate what your optimal size should be. If you only trade when confident, trade your setup even when you're nervous. If you use tight stops, set them where the chart says they should be. Step 3. Track your resistance daily. On a scale from 1 to 10, how uncomfortable does this feel? I want you to aim for a 7. If it's below a 5, you're not pushing hard enough. If it's above an 8, you might be reckless. Step 4. Share your biggest resistance moment in the comments below. Tell me what felt the most wrong, but turned out the most right. Because here's what's going to happen. You're going to discover that your comfort zone wasn't keeping you safe, it was keeping you broke. And you're going to start becoming what every profitable trader becomes. Comfortable being uncomfortable. Comfortable being uncomfortable. Remember that feeling I talked about at the beginning? The frustration of following all the psychology advice and still losing money? That wasn't your weakness. That was your instincts. Your brain was telling you something was wrong, and it was right. So stop seeking comfort in your trading psychology and start seeking truth. Stop trying to feel good about your losses. Start getting comfortable being uncomfortable with your hedge. Stop being a comfortable loser. Start being an uncomfortable winner. The traders who make it aren't the ones who found the most comfortable psychology. They're the ones who found the most profitable discomfort. That's your edge now. Use it.